I feel like you're not taking this serious, Bret. LWC is a very serious.
Welcome back. We are Jesse and JD. It is the road to Legamania, and this is officially Legamania week, Jesse.
We're downtown Calgary right now at Hitman's Bar inside the Cowboys Casino here with our former LWC champion, Small Town Tyler, and the newest and biggest LWC fan, Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret, thank you for being here.
It's a real pleasure for me to be here.
That didn't sound forced at all. The reason why we got you here, Bret, is because STT here is about to headline Legamania. We don't know if he's in the right headspace to do so, so we thought maybe we would get some tips for STT from you, a man who has headlined many a pay-per-views, including WrestleMania 3 times.
Well, I'm just going to say that you'd be surprised at what I know about leg wrestling. It's actually something I'm quite familiar with. And I know that STT, I think he's somebody that has a lot of promise in the profession. I think there's a real profession. But anyway, it's funny that you mention all this because back in the old days, a lot of the wrestlers would settle their differences by pulling the beds apart in a hotel room and having a leg wrestle, sometimes 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. And I saw a lot of serious grudge matches. I saw Andre the Giant. He took on Fabulous Moolah one time in a leg wrestle and beat her pretty soundly. But I mean, it was, special occasions like that when you get enough alcohol going and get the blood going and get the challenges going out. And I've seen, like I said, King Kong Bundy took on Yokozuna one time back in '94, which is still sort of a legendary battle that a lot of the wrestlers still talk about. And of course, my brother Owen was instrumental in getting a lot of the lady wrestlers to take each other on. I know Big Bertha, Rhonda Singh was a famous Calgary wrestler at the time that she had leg wrestled Luna Vachon in a real barn burner. And but anyway, so there's a long history there, and I think I like to pass on a lot of that wisdom and sort of some of the technique of that to STT.
You're no stranger to Mania. In fact, you've headlined a few. So, I think we were looking hopefully for some tips for STT because the former champ here is looking to get his belt back at Legamania 1 this Saturday at the Cat and Fiddle. What's the preparation like in the week leading up to Mania?
Well, it's all you got to start to build your confidence. It's like, you got to do a lot of flexing, with your legs in the mirror and sort of ask yourself whether you're ready, whether this is the time for you. I think it's your time, and why not? But you got to look at your competition, and you have to weigh up what his tactics are going to be. Whether he's going to try to come at you quick and hard and strong, or whether it's kind of going to let you sort of tire yourself out. Or sometimes they like to lock in with both legs and really push, and it's like it becomes a deadlock, and that's.
I feel like you're not taking this serious, Bret. LWC is a very serious thing, and this is the road to Legamania.
I agree.
STT, what's your mindset right now going into Legamania at the Cat and Fiddle May 25th?
Well, I got to be confident. There is a lot on the line. I'm putting my hair on the line for this championship match against Big C. So there's a lot for me to lose in this. So I got to go in with a good mindset.
Well, I think that's only fitting, especially when you got something on the line, especially your hair. It's one of those things that when people see somebody with a shaved head, they immediately assume a lot of things, and in your case, you want it, you want it to be known that you put it on the line for your career and your favorite sport.
Yeah, I want to put it all on the line. I want this hair to be my crown after I win.
Now, Bret, you've obviously faced a lot of bigger men in your career in the ring. LWC Legamania on May 25th at the Cat and Fiddle. STT here is taking on a guy who spent 13 years in the penitentiary. His name is Big C. He is a massive man. Any tips for STT to take advantage of this big guy in the ring?
Well, it's again, it's all technique, and it's hard for me to, put into words how long the technique takes. But I think a lot of it is when they say go, and it's a question of who can put the most oomph into that first. And I know that, like going back to some of the old battles in the hotel rooms and stuff like that. I remember when Jimmy Hart beat Bobby the Brain Heenan, and it was a huge upset that everybody talked about for weeks. And it's like, this makes me believe that anybody can beat anybody if they got the right timing and they got the right leg strength and the right push. And it's all about technique. And if you can hook in real tight, sort of in what people sometimes call the pretzel lock, you stand a good chance.
It's a new move for me. I haven't heard of the pretzel lock before. I might have to implement that.
I just wanted to talk about the psychology really quick, Bret, only because he has so much on the line here. His head gets shaved if he ends up losing at Legamania. How important is the psychology? Getting himself psyched up? He's got a lot on the line.
Oh, he's really got a lot to, really think about, because, you're going to have to be walking around Calgary during Stampede Week with a bald head. Like, it's stuff like that. It's like you got to look into the future. It's going to ruin your whole summer having a shaved head. People every time you walk by, you're walking downtown or something, people are going to laugh at you and point at you. Kids, little kids in parks and everywhere. But anyway, it's a hell. I know that thinking back to all the bald wrestlers I could think of that, where they were harassed and sort of bullied. You wonder why King Kong Bundy was a bad guy. I mean, he just got heckled and sort of cajoled everywhere he went because he was bald and had a shaved head. So, I mean, I think you got to be positive and think, that's not going to happen. Swing that hair, be proud, and go in there with the mindset that you're going to upset this guy. I know that he's 9 years, something, right?
13 years in the penitentiary he spent, Big C, our champion.
Well, that just tells you right now, if he was in the penitentiary for 9 years, that he probably spent a lot of time standing around. And, that's not always, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have strong legs. So I think that's not necessarily an advantage. Prison is not an advantage to leg strength. I don't care what he was doing in the gym. It doesn't matter. It's all about mindset, and you can just believe whatever you were doing at home had to help you more than whatever he's doing in a prison.
Is it the Saskatchewan look that's making you crack up here, Bret?
It's sort of the look of determination that sort of amazes me. It sort of impresses me that someone could be that, serious about it, committed. And like I say, it takes a lot of courage to shave your head if you lose in a leg wrestling competition. It's the kind of thing that people across the country are going to take note of what happens. And like I said, you'll be walking around the streets in a few weeks from now, either swinging your hair and everybody patting you on the back and praising you and telling you how great you are, or you'll be walking around with a shaved head and everybody just the laughing stock of the whole city. And even if people in Saskatchewan will be waiting at the border to make sure you don't come back in, that you don't cross over, into Saskatchewan with a bald head.
My last question, Bret. Has this been a highlight for you in your career, sitting down here at our table on the road to Legamania, May 25th at the Cat and Fiddle with our former champion looking to get his title back? How does this rank, from all the titles that you won that we have here today, headlining WrestleMania? Where does this meeting here rank in your career?
Well, this is why we brought the belts out, because we wanted to inspire him, for one, and for two, we wanted him to know that it is possible, it's tangible, it's something that can happen. Calgary's a city of champions. There's been a lot of champions here, namely myself and Theo Fleury and a few others. But you can do it, and that's all it is mind over matter, because you don't mind that he doesn't matter. That's all that matters.
So what you're saying is this is a career highlight for you being here with us today?
Oh yeah, this is like right up there with when I wrestled Andre the Giant in Milan, maybe. It was right up there with that one. But that was not a leg wrestling. Those are just straight wrestling. I never leg wrestled Andre. Challenged him a couple of times, but never happened.
And STT, anything you want to say?
I just really appreciate you letting us come down here and giving me this advice. It's going to be a big help as we're into Legamania week, and it's got me into that mindset and really get things going, get me motivated for what's going to come on Saturday.
Well, we're going to get like a trophy, and we're going to snap the legs off one of the wrestlers, and we're going to put that on another plaque and make sure that you get a proper plaque and a proper being the leg wrestling champion, something that you can honor, and something you wake up every morning, maybe you look above your bed or whatever, and you see that plaque with the leg on it, and you'll just go, I won that.
That sounds perfect. I can't wait for that.
We'll see you at Legamania Cat and Fiddle this Saturday.